Welcome back. This is another edition, CIF edition of Coach's Corner with Arcadia High football coach Andrew Policky. Coach, thanks for stopping in Coach's Corner as always.
Thanks for having me.
This has been pretty exciting. Heading into the CIF Semifinal, first time in 21 years. What's this week, before we get into the game, what's this week been like leading into tomorrow's big game?
Man, it's just fun. It's fun to know that, there's not a lot of football teams out there that are still practicing at the high school level, and to be one of those teams is just it's a good feeling, a special feeling for us, special feeling for our program, our kids, hopefully our community. It's a fun time to be playing football right now, getting close to Thanksgiving. The saying in high school football is if you're practicing on Thanksgiving Day, then you got a pretty good football team. So we're getting close to that point.
So last week, CIF quarterfinals at Temescal Canyon, 38-17, another convincing win in the playoffs. So let's go over some of the numbers right now, which are impressive. You guys have won 9 straight games, won the league after going undefeated. In those past 9 games, your offense has averaged 46 points, allowing just 14. It seems like everything is coming together for you guys. What do you think that this season has been all about? It's pretty much all season.
Yeah, when the numbers start to look like that, you try not to look at the numbers and get caught up in that stuff. We don't want to break our arms, patting ourselves on the back. We've been playing some pretty good football, especially towards the end of the season, closing out the league and leading into the playoffs. A few things we can nitpick for sure, but I feel good about where we're at right now. I feel good about the trajectory of the team and, how everything has kind of come together at the end of the season. I think we were not that great a football team at the beginning of the season. We played some good competition, but just looking at ourselves and where we were at, I knew we had a long ways to go, but you can always kind of see that if we just kept working, in the direction that it was headed, where we would end up, and it's kind of come to fruition, and we're getting to the point now where we're pretty good. So we're going to be a tough out. Just a matter of us continuing to work hard and execute at a high level.
How do you guys think you played last week at Temescal Canyon?
We played well in stretches. We got off to a slow start. We had a couple of penalties that hurt us early on. A couple of turnovers, another quirky turnover where we lose a ball bounces off somebody blocking somebody on a punt return, so that was tough. We had a fumble. We had a touchdown call back in the first half. Just a few things that went against us, but nobody ever really was overly concerned about it. Nobody ever blinked. And we just kept playing and knew that if we did, I think it was all going to work out in the end. And, eventually the offense got rolling and we were able to get close to our average, and we put up 38. Defensively, I thought we played lights out. That was a physical football team with a big running back that had a pretty good season, and we held them to 82 yards rushing. So, pretty good night defensively, I felt. We gave up a touchdown on kick return at the end of the game. One play after the muffed punt, we gave up a trick play touchdown, but aside from that, it was a pretty good night on defense.
Yeah, it was 38-17, but it really wasn't that close. You guys were never really in jeopardy, so it's another convincing win for you guys. What do you think's playing better right now, offense or the defense?
Man, that's a tough question. We played some lights out defense last week. I thought we got some guys that are playing really well on that side and getting better every week. A couple of young defensive ends that are playing really well. Robert Barreros had one of the plays of the year last week on a screen pass that he was able to jump up and deflect and then catch for an interception. Our 2 inside linebackers, both over 10 tackles for the game. Jake Metters had a blocked field goal, recovered a fumble. And then in the secondary, those guys are playing some lockdown defense in the secondary. So that group was playing well. And you flip the coin and look at the other side. We're scoring a lot of points on offense, and we can beat you in a lot of different ways. We can run the ball. DeMarco had 23 carries for 198 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. Quieter game from our receiving core and our quarterback, but usually that's kind of been the bright spot offensively. So I think we're starting to develop some balance on that side, and we're playing some pretty good football right now. If we can stay out of our own way and continue to do what we do, I think we got a good shot to get us a win on Friday.
So this is the first time in 21 years the Apaches in the CIF Semifinals. There was a young Coach Policky on the team back then.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that team 21 years ago?
We had a good football team. It was a lot of fun playing with those guys. We had a bit of bad luck. That was the year of El Nino in 1997. It was just pouring rain. and we caught a wing T team at the wrong time, and they played some solid defense. We were able to get some stops. We had a turnover going in to score towards the end of the half that would have put us up, and we just couldn't get over the hump in that game. But that was a good football team. It was a lot of fun to play with that group. A little bit different team that we have nowadays, but to be back in the semifinals 21 years later, it's fun. It's fun to come around full circle, as a player, and then come do it as a coach now, the same program. It's been a lot of fun.
Not many coaches can say they were on the last team that went 20 some odd years ago as a player, and now as a coach taking the program back to that level. Yeah. How does that feel for you to kind of be a part of that?
I don't think too much about it, in those terms. It's probably a proud moment for Coach DeMilani coaching us, and then seeing me coach this group and take them to the next level. He's got a big imprint on everything that we do. So, it's just fun, man, to be back in this position and have a shot to do something special here. We got a good group of kids. Hopefully we can get ourselves another win here, man, and get into the championship game, because it's been 40 years since we've done that. So that would be quite an accomplishment.
How much do you still talk to Coach D? I know we see him out there sidelines a lot. How much do you still talk football with Coach D?
Every day. I talk to him every day. Yep. Every day. He's helped me out. He's been a mentor to me since I've started coaching. It's just, he's somebody that I lean on. This time of the year, you overanalyze everything about your game plan and about your team, and he's, always a calming voice to make sure that I'm doing the right things and not driving myself crazy when I don't need to. So it's nice to have him on campus and around, and just a huge help to our program.
Alta Loma, 8-4. What have you seen from them? What do you know about them?
There aren't any terrible football teams left, once you get to the semifinals. So it's a solid football team, a big football team, bigger than us. They're pretty physical. They got a nice tall quarterback with a strong arm. They've got some wide receivers, some skill guys that are pretty talented. A couple of running backs. It's going to be a challenge for sure. They play some solid defense. We're going to have to go on the road to their place and to be able to pull out a win. But I think after last week, being able to go out to Temescal Canyon and similar type of football team, I think our kids should be up for the challenge. I know they're excited to do it, and hopefully we can play some of our best football and see how it all shakes out.
It seems like you guys are so versatile this year with so many different weapons. Are you able to game plan now according to the other team, or do you stick with your game plan, or how do you kind of approach each
really
week?
Just stick with our game plan offensively. Offensively, you just kind of want to do what you do. You don't want to try to add too much that you haven't done before and haven't practiced and aren't good at. You want to try to keep things as simple as possible. It's more, matchups, I guess. You're kind of looking at the film and seeing maybe where you think you have some advantages, or, just some of the stuff that you do, how it fits against their scheme and what they do. But really trying not to reinvent the wheel on that side of the ball. Defensively, you kind of have to change a little bit what you do just to kind of stop what they do. So that, so that the game plan is a little bit more in depth on that side. But, we never stray too far from what got us here. We got some pretty good defensive backs, so we're able to lock you up on the outside and try to load up the box and make it tough when you need to run the football. So, that's kind of been the game plan. That's going to be the game plan, and hopefully we can continue to play some good defense.
So the game is at Alta Loma, so another week on the road. So let's project a little bit. I know you guys don't like to look ahead. You're not worried about that too much, but what does the bracket look like if we were to get through, and where would that game be, and who would we possibly match up with in the finals?
The other semifinal is Kaiser versus Santa Ana.
Okay.
If we play Kaiser, we would automatically get a home game. We had the flip with Santa Ana, and we lost the flip. So if Santa Ana wins, we would go to Santa Ana for the championship game.
It's the only thing we've lost recently is the coin flips, basically.
We're not
for these home games.
A great coin flip team. We're going to have to work on that. Something to work on in the offseason.
It's nice to be flipping the coins, though, at this time of year, right?
For sure.
And then so that CIF final game would be the day after Thanksgiving, correct?
Yes.
So we'll have to pack.
Yeah, we're going to have to hopefully get some fans out to that one. I know we don't have school that week, so it's gonna, we're gonna hopefully get some students out to that game. That would be fun. But we got to win this one first. So that's the goal. That's the focus right now is Alta Loma and trying to get over that obstacle and over the hump, and hopefully we can go out there Friday night and put on a good show.
All right, Coach Policky, congratulations
Thank you.
on bringing the program back to where you were with the guys 21 years ago.
Yep.
It's very cool, and we'll look forward to, we'll be out there tweeting and sending highlights and keeping everyone updated as well on our Facebook and Twitter and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you out there Friday night, Coach. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.